David Phelps become born on October 21st, 1969 in Texas proper, right into a own family that deeply valued faith song and education. His formative years become complete of the sounds of gospel hymns, church choirs, and family sing-along, all of which carried out an important role in shaping his future as one of the most powerful voices in Christian track growing up in Timba, a small town in Texas. David ended up surrounded through a loving and a supportive family who endorsed his ardor for track from an early age. His father, Gene Phelps, emerged as a businessman with a sturdy paintings ethic, even as his mom, Mariella Phelps, had become an English trainer who instilled in him a love for mastering the piano. His family of the concert of a church's close-by church and Sunday services have been greater than only ordinary. They had been and vital a part of their lives. Track changed into continuously at the heart in their worship. And young David observed himself interested by the beauty of harmonies and the energy of gospel songs from an early age. David displayed an top-notch vocal talent. His family fast found out that he had a present, and they advocated him to use it. He sang in church, at college sports, and in neighborhood competitions in which his effective voice constantly stood out. While a little one, he had an uncanny capability to keep deep emotion through tune, something that might later emerge as one. In all his trademarks as an artist, regardless of his natural talent, David's early life become not without disturbing conditions. Developing up in a small city, possibilities to pursue professional tune training have been constrained, but his dad and mom made each effort to ensure that he acquired the education and steering he desired. They enrolled him in music training, uncovered him to a selection and to pretty a few musical patterns, and supported his dreams wholeheartedly. At some stage in his immoderate college years, David's passion for song endured to expand. He participated in choir, honed his vocal talents, and feature grow to be recognized for his brilliant variety and capability to hit hovering excessive notes. No longer the use of a problem, his strength of will to tune end up matched by using his academic achievements, and he excelled in his studies. His mother's have an effect on as an educator, done a vast function in shaping his intellectual hobby and difficulty. After graduating from excessive college, David made the existence, converting desire to attend Baylor University in Waco, Texas, in which he pursued a diploma in song and vocal performance. It had become at Baylor that he in reality started to refine his craft, analyzing classical song opera and vocal techniques that might later set him aside within the global of gospel music. The rigorous education he acquired helped him broaden no longer only technical precision, however, furthermore, a deep facts of the emotional and spiritual power of song. At the equal time as a college pupil, David's faith remained at the center of his existence. He continued to sing in church, lead worship, and use his voice to inspire others. His time at Baylor organized him for the incredible journey that lay earlier, an adventure that would in the long run lead him to sign up within the Gaither vocal band and turn out to be one of the most favored voices in Christian track searching once more. David's youth end up a beautiful mixture of religion, family, and tune. The muse laid with the aid of the usage of his mother and father, the encouragement of his church community, and his relentless passion for creating a tune all helped form him into the artist he would possibly grow to be. His early years have been filled with desires, difficult art, work, and an unwavering perception that music have become greater than simplest a talent. It changed into his calling. David Phelps had spent a few years as a center member of the Gaither vocal band, his soaring tenor voice bringing audiences to tears and lifting their spirits in worship. His time with the institution had been complete, of incredible moments, worldwide tours, packed arenas, and the overpowering joy of making a track gospel song that touched the hearts of loads of masses. The Gore Vocal Band had become like a 2D circle of relatives to him, a brotherhood of voices that combined into perfect harmony. But each journey has its seasons, and for David, the time eventually got here, whilst he had to make the tough choice to step away from the organization. Leaving the Gaither Vocal Band emerged as not a clean choice. He had spent years traveling with Bill Gaither, and the opportunity, individuals sharing stories, laughter, and a deep connection through tune, the concept of saying goodbye to that lifestyles, filled him with uncertainty and unhappiness. It wasn't pretty. Plenty leaving a hobby, becoming approximately leaving in the again of a manner of lifestyles that had described him for Goodbye, the lengthy hours on the street, the prayers earlier than every overall performance, the quiet moments behind the curtain together with his fellow singers. Those had been the subjects he might pass over the maximum, his preference changed into no longer made gently. David had constantly recognized that his coronary heart turned out to be pulling him in the path of a few thing new. He preferred to spend greater time alongside together with his family, to find out his private musical projects and to conform with, wherein God became crucial him next. But, notwithstanding the clarity, he couldn't shake the deep sorrow that came with stepping far from some element that had intended masses to him. The day of his very last performance with the Gaither vocal band became one of the most emotional days of his life. As he stood on stage for the final time collectively with his brothers in harmony, he felt the load of the years that they had spent collectively, the organization, unaware that this would be taken into consideration, certainly one of his final appearances. Sang alongside to the acquainted hymns, their voices blending along with his. Each phrase felt heavier, each lyric more large. He appeared over at Bill Gaither, the person that had given him this outstanding possibility, such a lot of years ago, and noticed the data in his eyes. They each knew that this have grow to be, not honestly, the quit of a financial ruin. However, a second of transition, a bittersweet farewell, because the very last tune ended. David felt a lump rise in his throat. The applause changed into deafening. But it wasn't clearly the sound of celebration. It grew to be the sound of love, of gratitude, of shared recollections between him, his fellow singers, and the target market that had supported him over time. He took a deep breath in search of to keep lower back tears and whispered a prayer of thanks when the stage performance changed into over. He found himself lingering behind the curtain now, not seeking to depart in reality, but the goodbyes have been hard. Mark Lowry, alongside with his signature humor, tried to lighten the mood, but even he couldn't hide the disappointment in his eyes. Guy Penrod clapped him on the again, his voice thick with emotion. Gaither pulled him into a prolonged hug. Speak me quiet, terms of encouragement, returning domestic grow. To be every exceptional project, the street were his existence for. See you later. That adjusting to a quieter lifestyles felt strange. He should awaken, expecting to PC, his luggage prepare for another live overall performance, or step onto a bus full of laughter. In tune as an possibility, he decided himself within the stillness of his domestic surrounded through the use of circle of relatives. However, feeling the absence of a few element acquainted, but even in his sorrow there was peace. He knew that God emerges major him into a extremely cutting-edge season. His circle of relatives welcomed him with open fingers, grateful to have him home more regularly. He threw himself into his solo career, recording songs that have been on his heart for years. In spite of the fact that he unnoticed the camaraderie of the Gaither vocal band, he determined pride in developing a few element new inside the use of his voice in a completely precise manner over the years. The ache of leaving began out to disappear, replaced through the conclusion that his journey have grown to be not over. It became honestly changing. He might probable continually be part of the Gaither circle of relatives, and the track that they had created together ought to stay on in the hearts of those who have been touched through it. And so with faith and gratitude, David superior into the following bankruptcy of his life, wearing with him the instructions, friendships, and reminiscences that would all the time be part of his soul. Thanks lots for looking. I really respect your help. In case you love this video, make sure to go away, a like, and remark beneath, I'd want to pay interest what you accept as true with you studied. See you inside the next video.